Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey Knights, how's everyone doing? Well, I want to do a quick video. Well, I don't know if it'll be quick or not, but just strictly about how I'm dealing with bipolar and stuff like that. Because a lot of the drama the last few months, we didn't get around to saying how we're dealing with all that and how it's progressed and what accomplishments we made, what failures we did. So let's begin. So this is for people who are on bipolar. I'm going to tell you the medication that I use. Some of you guys won't know, this won't make any sense to you, but this is mainly for people who are bipolar or suffer from mental illness of some kind. You know, maybe they're taking this medication, maybe they're not. So, first one we got is clonazepam. That's an antidepressant. It's kind of like a downer. I gotta take 0.5 milligrams 3 times a day, usually at 9, 3, and then 9. And then I gotta take olanzapine, 5 milligrams. Now I'll take that at 9 in the morning and 2 p.m. Then we're going to take quetiapine. That might be Seroquel, I'm not sure. 150 milligrams. I take that at 5 o'clock. Then I'm taking olanzapine again, 10 milligrams at bed. And then I'm taking the quetiapine, 300 milligram at bed. So lots of stuff. This prescription was $280 to fill. Fuck, I missed my Costco benefits. So that's what we're taking. When I was out west, well, the trip out west, and before that I was taking a drug called Lutuda, and it was just the one pill. And my feelings on that, you know what? The medication couldn't compete with the ups and downs of that journey out west. You know, it's the same thing with this medication here. When I first got my apartment and things are all fucked up with the insurance, the court, just all this shit that I had to deal with, new apartment, it couldn't compete with the environment. It was like, it was too much chaos. And what ends up happening is these drugs take away your emotion, your ability to be high and low. So you just fall into a rut, and you got all this stuff you need to figure out, and you can't do it because you're just not motivated to do it. It just takes that away from you. You know, it takes away affection. So if my sister phones me up and she say she's going through some ordeal, well, I love her, but what ends up happening is I can't sympathize because the emotion's not there. So in the conversation, me trying to be there for her, or anybody, a buddy of mine, whatever, I can say, yeah, try and sympathize, but you're not feeling it. You're not having a honest back and forth, you know? So that's what happened. So what else are we going to talk about? How the cocaine's been playing out. Well, before I went to West, I stopped doing it for about a month and a half. And then when I first came to Ottawa, that's the first thing I did. I friggin' got myself some shit and I partied it up. And I was on this meds at this time. And then it just kind of hit me. You know, back when I didn't know my life was a fucking mess, I used to use drugs to feed my mania. Now, what I realized was I was doing drugs to get some emotion. You know, it's totally fucked up. Totally fucked up. You know how that kind of played out. So basically what ends up happening is the more medication you're on as far as antipsychotics, antidepressants, the more you crave emotion, you know? So it's like a catch-22. You're fucked if you do, and you're fucked if you don't. And it's like a big mind game, with your back and forth and everything like that. So, but I got a routine now, right now, so I don't use the drugs. I just stay with the medication because I don't have to do anything. I'm just stuck in waiting for my medical review, and so I'm not really. My environment is not really chaotic. It's just kind of at a standstill. So, but I think with the medication, like, my ultimate goal is to somehow get to know myself and my moods well enough that I can control it and manage it without medication. That way I can still feel like a fucking human being, So, what else do we want to talk about? Other stuff we had to deal with. We had personality disorder, new identity crisis, all that kind of stuff. So hypersexuality was another issue I had. So we'll start with the identity thing. I've got that pretty much licked. I know who I am, what I want to do, what I want to accomplish. I have goals. I haven't found anything I'm passionate about yet. Hopefully that'll come. I think that's really important as individuals, that we have something we're passionate about that drives us. Because with the medication, if you have something you're passionate about, you'll have something that drives you. You know what I'm saying? So what was the other thing? That personality disorder that I developed for a short time. Yeah, that would only come to rise at extreme stress, lack of sleep, and a chaotic environment. So we're smart enough to know not to put ourselves in certain situations like that anymore. Hypersexuality, fuck. I just learned how to jerk off without laughing. So we're good there. It's funny, we talk about it at work with the guys, we talk about all kinds of shit. And they're like, how do you guys do that without fucking laughing? Like, it's the stupidest fucking thing in the world. Think about it. You're sitting there fucking jerking off, It's just like, so anyways, we got that, that usually does the trick, I guess, but. What else can I talk about as far as the bipolar thing? Yeah, like I was saying though, it's a catch-22. I really find it interesting how cocaine fits in the mix of this. It's so, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's almost like, I have to ask myself, my number one rule is my first commandment is not lie to yourselves, right? So, first question I have to ask myself, am I just making excuses in order to use, right? So I ask myself that, but it's just the way it just fits into the whole bipolar thing and who I am and stuff like that, and it's just so screwed up. It's so screwed up how one drug in my life, cocaine, has had so many facets to it, reasons for using, at different times of different parts of my life. Sometimes it was harmful, it was disruptive, sometimes it was the best thing that I could have done, Yeah, so it's so what I'm hoping for right now, we'll stay with the medication, stay away from the drugs. We don't really need them right now because, like I said, our environment everything's fine. I can be without feeling and just kind of zombied, because I don't have anything to do. Like, I'm just waiting around. So might as well take the fucking medication and learn how it affects me and stuff like that. And I just lost my train of thought. Just like I was saying, how, not lying to myself about it, but like I said, it was the first thing I asked myself. Okay, you just making excuses you can use, But yeah, so yeah, it's definitely intriguing, to say the least. But I tell you, I do miss the creative juices that flow when you're in mania. Emotion's good. Just the whole thought process when you're in mania, you're creative, you think outside the box. You know, you can problem solve like crazy. But I'm lucky because I'm more manic than depressive. So, you know, I really hope that someday that I can manage that and use it as an advantage instead of a disadvantage. And I lost my train of thought. Well, it's like 2:30 in the morning here. I can't fucking sleep. Because I got a bunch of stuff on my mind for the next couple of days. I'm not going to get into all that shit. This is basically just about bipolar stuff. What else can I say? I think that's it. But like I say, you know, it's it's amazing how when you go without emotion for a period of time, how much you even crave emotion if it's even hurtful. It just means you're alive, and you're a human being. It's hard with medication to socialize, and I find myself very antisocial. Not that I wasn't before, but you don't want to get to know anyone. A high is enough for me. I don't need to get into a fucking whole, let's be friends and stuff like that. I'd like to, And even you think about it too, even a relationship, trying to have a relationship, fucking forget about it, Okay, I know what it's going to take, the tools to have a healthy relationship, one that is good, and fulfilling. It's like I have the theory, but I don't know how to have the practice, and it's just, yeah. So the medication has its pros and cons big time, and it's almost like, it's a catch-22, for people who are manic to the point of hospitalized or depression to the point where they're killing themselves, they need to be on the medication all the time because that's, they have no choice. It's better than the alternative. Where with me, as a high-functioning bipolar, I'm stuck in that gray area, and yeah, so any of you guys are like that. I'm not sure if any of you're watching this, what level your manic and depressive state are, but I'll give you a great example. When I first moved in the apartment, they did a bunch of construction. They put new countertops in and flooring and all that kind of stuff, but they didn't clean up any of the mess, the dust, the fucking drywall, dust on the floor, all this shit, right? It took me, I think, 2 or 3 weeks before I actually swept it up, And another thing, the fucking what I have to go to court for, the dangerous driving thing. I got that summons, that summons for court, to go to court, probably was in Barrie, so probably near the end of April. And by this time I'm on my medication for bipolar. So and this is what really pisses me off, because I just, so what, I'm going to court. I didn't take it fucking seriously, because I was on those stupid fucking meds. Now, if I wasn't on meds and I was in mania, I would have been, holy fuck, okay, I gotta deal with this shit and plan it all out. And not put it off. You know what I'm saying? So now, I could have planned, I had extra funds back then, I could have planned to get a lawyer and could have done this and could have done that. But on the medication, you're just fucking, you're just fucking, and I'm in a position now because of that. Now I can't afford a fucking lawyer. Because I came to the conclusion that, hey, this is really fucking serious, you gotta deal with this fucking shit, It's like even the driving course. If I wasn't on medication and I would have been in mania, I would have researched it more. I would have asked more questions, what I was getting into, what the DZ, the AZ driver's license, what kind of, what's it like and what's involved. No, but I just say, okay, I'll take the course and I got my license. No, I'm stuck with this medical and all this other fucking bullshit. That I didn't take into consideration. Why? Because I was on those fucking meds. It's fucking, so being on the meds actually hurt me this time around. In a lot of ways. I was emotionally grounded. But meanwhile, my life and responsibilities have taken a back seat to this fucking shit. You know, so everyone's saying, "Oh, stay on your meds, stay on your meds." You know, yeah. For people who have no choice and they can't function, but they can't get out of bed, or they want to kill themselves, or they're manic to the point they're fucking chopping their hair off. You know, I'm in that fucking gray area. It's just like the system, the healthcare system, the gray area. I'm falling into all the cracks, all the cracks. What else can we say about this? I think that's about it. I wanted to say. Yeah, but I'll iterate one more time. You know, especially in my earlier videos. You know, to you guys out there, knights who are suffering from mental illness of any sort, you know, put the work in, do the research, find out what your body is doing and understand it. You know, hopefully, you know, it's like anything in life, you get what you put in, right? You know, I couldn't have gotten to this point. Well, we're starting from scratch. Like, you look at what I've had to go through and build myself up from, you know, to get to this point where I am today. It was a lot of goddamn fucking work and a lot of self-awareness, you know, a lot of personal growth. And, you know, you guys have no choice. You have to do it. You have to fucking do it. If you want any kind of a fulfilling life. If you just want to be on disability and fucking watch your TV and fucking jerk off and masturbate, whatever, fucking until you retire and then get that fucking check, then by all means go for it. You know, but to yous out there who want something more and want to be fulfilled, you know, you can't get around it. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. Like, I remember when I first was diagnosed, and my friend Kelly and Pam, my girlfriend at the time, were joking, laughing at me. Said, "Yes, he told you were bipolar. You meet all the criteria." You know, and that's it. You know, like, okay, I met all the criteria. Here's all the different levels of psychosis and symptoms, and I got a goddamn idea what the fuck all that all meant and how it applied to me. You know, it took me losing my job. It took me losing my relationship. It took me losing fucking lots of money to get to where I am now. You know, and you know, the way you gotta look at it is like, I still got 40 more years left, so we'll try and get that started off all right. But every day when you're doing and you're putting the work in for yourself, you know, write stuff down, ideas, how you're feeling. Like, I can't stress that enough, you know, because you're just gonna. Well, then again, you know, I guess some people like going through life just blah, 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 blah. Nothing bothers them. They don't care, you know. They don't want to connect with people emotionally. So, you know, you're entitled to live your life the way you want to. I'm just saying, if you want to be more fulfilled. Off the topic, but so like you guys say, you know that I got a metal plate on my chest and rib cage, and I got a scar there. So the thing was, on the weekend, 2 days ago, I looked at the scar. I was brushing my teeth, and I turned around, and I realized the scar goes all the way around to my back. So I'm like, check this out. Look at this dandy thing here. Can I lift that up? It's massive. Oh, shit. Ah, fuck. Well, anyways, it's about that long. It goes all the way to the side. So I don't know. I guess that my ribs are sticking out of there or something. Like, I have no idea. No idea. But I'm going to have a doctor's appointment, reassessment on the 18th, and I'm going to get more into what can I do as far as, I want to get back in the body, but I love working out. You know, it's my passion. So I want to see what I can do, what I can't do, get more information about what happened to me, because I really don't have much information of what the process was there operations, you know, the extent of my injuries, how's that going to affect me in the future, you know, so we'll get that all done. It was funny, you guys would laugh. when I was telling you about that video, in that video where I was baby stepping in so much pain to get the cast off, and I had he brought me in for more x-rays. Anyways, you guys will laugh. He's looking at the x-rays and everything, and I'm standing right behind him, right? He just turns to me and looks, he goes, "Wow, that's a lot of trauma, and you're standing now." You know, he couldn't believe how well how quickly I recuperated. So anyways, one of his colleagues come by, and he starts looking at it too. And they're like, "Holy shit, that's a lot of trauma." That, you know, the other doctor was surprised too, orthopedist was surprised too. And then they start going on like, "Wow, that's some exceptional work. Who did that? I wonder who did that in Thunder Bay." So they're talking like, you know, like it's like this, like a big deal. Well, I guess what he did, the surgeon on my chest plate and rib cage, I guess, was something new that was done. So I guess they were impressed by it somehow. So, anyways, give me a second. So, I guess that'll be it for now. I just wanted to give a bipolar update and how I'm dealing with all that kind of stuff. So, until I see you again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Crown bless you all.